The famous Longfellow brothers were born and raised in Portland, Maine in the 1800s. Henry Wadsworth was born in 1807 and his younger brother Samuel arrived in 1819. Henry became a Harvard professor of literature and one of America's greatest writers, and Samuel became a Unitarian minister and a hymnist. While Henry was publishing his books, however, dark clouds were gathering over his life and over all America. In 1861, his wife tragically died when her dress caught fire in their home in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That same year, the Civil War broke out, tearing the nation apart. 2 years later, during the furious days of the conflict, Henry's son, Charlie, 17 years old, ran away from home and hopped aboard a train to join President Lincoln's army. Charlie proved to be a brave soldier and a popular soldier. He saw action at the Battle of Chancellorsville in 1863, but in early June he contracted typhoid fever and malaria and was sent home to recover. He missed the Battle of Gettysburg, but by August, Charlie was well enough to return to the field. On November 27th, during the Battle of New Hope Church in Virginia, he was shot through the left shoulder. The bullet nicked his spine and came close to paralyzing him. He was carried into the church and later taken to a Washington hospital to recuperate. Receiving the news on December 1st, 1863, Henry left immediately for Washington. He found his son well enough to travel and they headed back to Cambridge, arriving home on December 8th. For weeks, Henry sat at his son's bedside, slowly nursing the boy back to health. On Christmas Day of 1863, Henry gave vent to his feelings in this carol that only can be understood against the backdrop of war. In verse 3 it says, "And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said. For hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men." This verse reads like it came out of the newspapers today. There is no peace on earth, I said. This year we've been battling with racial prejudice, with the COVID virus, and many other challenges. In verse 4 we read, though, that there is hope. The verse reads, "Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail. With peace on earth, goodwill to men." The Sunday school children of the Unitarian Church of the Disciples in Boston first sang this song during that year's Christmas celebration. How comforting it is to think that during this Christmas season, we can take comfort in knowing that we have the promise of peace on earth, goodwill to men, through the birth, life, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas to you and to yours, and a blessed New Year as well.